the other side, because I want to give you 5 minutes to boil it all down for people.
Okay.
I mean, as if you were on national television, what you would say to the people.
We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
This is Alex Jones with 5 good reasons you should consider buying a solar power generator. Number 1, new climate legislation could easily double or triple your electric bill. Number 2, our new energy czar wants to control how much power your electric company allows you to have. It's true. Total government control of electricity in the name of smart grid technology is coming. Number 3, in some areas of the country, the power grid is dangerously overloaded. And now new socialist legislation is only compounding the problem. Number 4, dangerous weather is always a threat to local grids. Every year, thousands of families lose their power from weather-related outages. Number 5, a solar power generator provides powerful backup insurance and peace of mind. Folks, I really believe in the solar power generators offered by Solutions from Science, one of my oldest sponsors. You can get more information at www.mysolarbackup.com. That's mysolarbackup.com. Remember, the government doesn't own the sun, so go to mysolarbackup.com or call 1-877-327-0365.
Alex told you the government announced recently that the recession is over. It ended on June of 2009. The millions of Americans unable to find work might not agree. Perhaps the recession ended for the bankers and government employees, but for the rest of us, things seem to be getting worse. Gold and silver haven't heard the news either. They've begun their long-expected journey to the moon. In addition to converting your shrinking dollars into gold and silver, you should consider a food savings account from eFoods Direct. They both make fabulous investments. Food is our greatest dependency, and we know it will be more precious than any financial resource. You and your family need food to survive a crisis, and you can't eat paper, stocks, or metals. Alex has been urging you to invest in delicious, easy-fix meals to enjoy now or save for long-term. This will freeze the cost of your food while you can still afford it. Visit efoodsdirect.com on the internet or call 800-409-5633. That's efoodsdirect.com or 800-409-5633.
When you're out on the road, the last place you want to be is on the road. But if the unfortunate happens, you'll be glad you were wearing diamond gussets.
There's a place down in Tennessee where they make blue diamond gusset jeans. They so pride in every stitch, guarantee you'll love the way they fit. Put a diamond gusset in the crotch where you need it most. Blue diamond gussets got it, others don't.
We turn jeans inside out. Diamond gusset jeans, made in the USA with unparalleled quality. Our Defender motorcycle jeans combine gusset comfort with Kevlar protection, so you can ride all day with confidence. Order yours at gusset.com. Diamond gusset jeans got it, others don't.
On the march. The Empire is on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Well, this film's only been out, 4 or 5 months? And it's already causing ripples across the planet, as I knew it would. He's an amazing filmmaker. I was already a huge fan of The Money Masters. Both films are available, discounted at Infowars.com or by calling 888-253-3139. Your purchase of the books, videos, and materials doesn't just give you tools to educate your friends, family, and neighbors, but it also supports this transmission and the other filmmakers that we purchase from. So I want to thank everybody for their support. We would not be here without you. We are backed, and we exist because of your support. Okay, Sky Television broadcast, the biggest channel in the UK, goes into Europe. When they come in, you're probably going to get 5 minutes on camera. What are you going to say to them? I mean, if you had to boil it all down, what would you say to the world?
The biggest problem is national debt. The very definition of state sovereignty is creating the nation's own money without debt, debt-free. Not only does it eliminate the interest, it eliminates the control of the bank of your political system because the borrower is servant to the lender. Number two, you have to cap the quantity of money. You have to do those two things simultaneously or the system won't work. You cap the quantity of money, tie it to either increase of population or perhaps to increases in production, but I'm not sure about that. Increase in population would definitely work. Just cap the quantity of money. Throw so much X amount of dollars into the pot and let us fight over it. And then you want to eliminate the ability of banks to create money out of nothing, lend it to us. Then after they create the bubble and start withdrawing their money from the system, they get to snatch our assets from us because we can't pay the loans. Banks, I'm not opposed to interest. I'm not opposed to banking. We need both of those things. Because of the time value of money, you have to have interest, but you need to go to full reserve banking. That means that banks only get to lend out money they actually have. As an interim procedure, until sufficient political force at the federal level has been mounted, a good thing for states to do, because you can sell it to state legislators, I talk to them here in Virginia all the time, is to return to a state-chartered, state-owned bank system on the model of the Bank of North Dakota. This is not something new. It works. It's been working for 90 years. That's why North Dakota is the only state that really balanced its budget last year. It's a state with the lowest unemployment, the highest birth rate. It works. It's a system that can bring every state back from the grave. It still uses fractional reserve lending, but it uses it to benefit the state and all the citizens equally, not just the banker class.
We also see the Arabs, correct me if I'm wrong, but they have a 100% reserve system that doesn't allow the banks to secretly leverage 10-to-1 or with derivatives 1,000-to-1, and they have a very healthy system.
Yes, I've heard that. I've not been able to study that system in depth, although Arab-speaking fans of The Secret of Oz have sent me stuff on that topic.
Okay, continuing here and closing it out, what specifically are you going to talk about when you're at the London School of Economics conference?
Well, if I get a chance to talk to Professor DeSoto, hopefully publicly as part of the question and answer session thereafter, I mean, he's attacking the fractional reserve system. That's good. But the big problem, the 800-pound gorilla, is the ability of nations to borrow. You have to do both of those simultaneously, or this isn't going to work. And that's what I'm going to point out. And there are people coming, really, I know economics students taking the train from Paris just to see this confrontation, if indeed it does come about.
Well, good luck. Go with God. Via con Dios, Bill Still. The Secret of Oz, available at Infowars.com. We'll talk to you when you get back.
Okay, thanks.
All right, there he goes, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, I want to get to the callers that have been patiently holding here before Max Keiser joins us. We will at least get to John, Billy, Jeff, Dan, and Luke before our guest joins us. But I need to cover this issue first. This story is up at Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com. It's important to get it out to everyone because Watson boils down the whole spectrum here. Fake environmentalism has never been about cleaning up the environment, okay? On record, it's about taking control of society and government and select corporations controlling resources. And Bill Gates, the UN, the Club of Rome, Prince Philip, Ted Turner. I mean, it's just legions of quotes and statements that they want to cut carbon output to shut down human industrial society. And Bill Gates has even said, we played the clip ad infinitum here probably 20 times, that there's an equation of reducing humans to reduce carbon footprint. And he says that's the only way. So they're not worried about out-of-control genetic engineering or nuclear weapons or toxic waste dumping. What humans exhale that plants then breathe, it's part of the cycle, that's the problem, because it's a non-problem. They pick something that allows them to take control of society. And now in the last 2 months, the UN and others have said they're just shifting to population reduction. They're saying, okay, this is really about getting rid of people. People are bad. And they run the TV ads of the teacher killing the kids. And every time I tell a news reporter about that, I had a news reporter last week asking me about that like I was making it up. And I said, you haven't seen this TV movie ad? You haven't heard about the 1010 Project? And they're like, oh, now I see it. I mean, I know it sounds crazy when I say that, but I'm not the one saying it. I'm just reporting on what they're doing. Scientific American, kill more babies to save Earth. Eugenicists push discredited overpopulation myth in pursuit of elite agenda to reduce global living standards. Paul Joseph Watson. Following the leak of the United Nations blueprint, which outlined a plan to replace fear-mongering about global warming with the contrived threat of overpopulation, a Scientific American report, and I see these every day in big news, mimics precisely that talking point, pushing the notion that programs of mass abortion and birth control need to be encouraged in order to reduce the amount of humans on the planet exhaling carbon dioxide. And I remember 2 months ago, we covered this new talking point, and now you see it every day in the news to show you how controlled mainstream media and the dominant scientific institutions are, because they're funded by government grants. You know, it came out last week that the Black Blogging and Media Association was given $3 million under the table by Obama to report positively on him. Well, Armstrong Williams was given $250,000 by Bush to promote No Child Left Behind. Why is the media focusing on a lot of black entertainment and black media being paid off? It's all paid off except for this show and a few others. Okay? It's all paid under the table. I've seen talk show hosts that claim they're patriots, you know, last year endorsing Obama. I mean, you got to wonder about this. I mean, you know, there's a lot of money going around here. Ultimately, family planning alone, such as the use of condoms or other reproductive health services, is part of the world with growing populations, including the U.S., could restrain population growth significantly. The analysis finds, writes David Bailo, and it goes to back up his argument. He links to an article by completely discredited eugenicist Paul Ehrlich, who once stated that everyone will disappear in a cloud of blue steam. That's a quote. Ehrlich, who co-authored Eco-Science with White House science czar John P. Holdren, the textbook that advocates putting drugs in the water to sterilize people, mandatory forced abortions, and tyrannical eco-fascist dictatorship run by a planetary regime, is infamous for spectacularly inaccurate predictions about how overpopulation would destroy the environment. The article cited by him advocates a mass public relations campaign targeted at women. This is what the Scientific American's promoting. Targeting women to encourage them to have abortions in order to reduce the amount of greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. In other words, more babies need to be killed to prevent them from exhaling CO2. Coincidentally, the cover of the Scientific American issue in which the article appears features human skulls. Now, I sent it to you this morning, but I forgot to ask if you have it in queue. There's not just the John Lennon quote. There's another video at the bottom that we've played before that deals with replacement rates. There's two videos on this article. If you look at the IM, I note that. There's a second video. It's already in our system, but we're going to try to play it sooner rather than later. But we're going to go ahead and play now this Dick Cavett show, 1975 with John and Yoko Ono, John Lennon and Yoko Ono, where this trendy woman gets up. Because, you know, they teach him, oh, it's liberal to not have children. It's liberal to sterilize people. It's a woman's right not to have children, when it's one of the most wonderful things in the world. If you don't want to have children, that's fine. And then they sell mainly the West to stop having children, where from Japan to Europe to the United States, we have a 1.3 on average population. So that's a decrease. For every 2 adults, there's 1.3 children born to replace them. Now, the studies show you need 2.2 children, because 0.2% die in car wrecks or cancer or get struck by lightning or drown in the pool. So you need 2.2 children on average to be born. People say, well, how do you have 0.2? It's averages of billions of people. You need 2.2 to be born just to replace who you've got. So we're not replacing at 1.3. But they're saying teach women, and who's likely to follow this? Trendy women in the West. We already have the death of the West going on. So we're going to go ahead and play this clip. It's only a minute and 20 seconds of John Lennon getting it right. Here it is.
Beat it. I want to know how you, as a woman, feel about overpopulation in the world and its relation to polluting the environment.
How does Yoko feel about overpopulation? As a woman, I believe. Yeah.
Well, I think the problem is not overpopulation as people believe it to be, but it's more of the balance of things. What, you know, like food, some part of the world there's wastage of food, and in some parts, you know, nobody has food. That kind of a balance, if that is solved, I don't think we would be worried so much about overpopulation.
I think it's a bit of a joke the way people have made this overpopulation thing into a kind of myth. I don't really believe it, you know. I think whatever happens will balance itself out and work itself out. And it's all right for us all living saying, oh, well, there's enough of us, so we won't have any more. Don't let anybody else live. I don't believe in that. I think we've got enough food and money to feed